Greetings, Grandmaster Amoni here. I know I can make this all back. I've got a line in the middle of my screen, and we're already having connection issues right from the beginning. This is a difficult time for me to come on because the lines seem to be very busy. A lot of traffic at this time of the night. So sometimes it's the best for you guys, but for me, we always have trouble with the connection when we have shows at this time. Better in the morning. Today's show, I just want to talk about the upcoming Kenya Exploratory trip. We have been working very, very hard to put this trip together, and the response has been great for you guys. And for you guys that are registered for the trip, I want to give you this video. Also, I want to shout out to Ashley Lauren for supporting the channel to Lord Remit earlier today. I know that the holiday season, but when you show some love, anytime is good. Give love during the holiday season. Someone want to send GM a holiday present. Yeah, support the channel. The link and information is in the description of this video on how to do that. And it's very easy once you've done it for the first time. First time logging on to worldremit.com, they want a lot of information. That's how these things are. And then after that, it's easy when you want to submit to the channel. We don't do Patreon, and we don't have access to African Super Chat here without a U.S. bank account. And you don't have to go far to see the control that the U.S. dollar has over the rest of the world. You can see on the outside, but once you just take a step back behind the doors, you just see like, okay, they want 30%. Okay, they want to charge me for taxes. Tax me on everything they're watching everything I make. And that's a country. But I'm way over here in Kenya, and when you send support money to World Remit, it just leaves the United States and comes into Africa. So you're actually like investing in Africa when you submit that. They take their little $2 out, and everybody's happy. It's nothing like we got to report to the IRS and all these other things. 20 years from now, they'll be calling me, you see, we're a Patreon bill. You never paid it, you never reported on your taxes. You never been in the United States. That doesn't matter. You got to file every year when you make so much money. So how am I? Then there we go. So I try to avoid all that by doing this like this. So the trip is going to be set for April 2020. We now got the dates, and we now have the price. And as promised, yes, the price is at an amazing rate. I know a lot of you guys, it was so wonderful. You paid that registration fee for the trip, not knowing how much the trip is going to cost. I mean, I like that level of trust, but I think you guys just probably all investigated into everything I've done, and you've seen that, okay, this is a good brother. I could have told you, but I mean, other people are saying they're good brothers also, and then they do these things. Now, this is going to be two groups. It's actually two different trips at the same time. One of the ways we were able to save on cost and make this trip such a reasonable uh, price, but at a very good value, uh, is because we combined the two groups as far as the airfare and hotel accommodations is concerned. But there are two different itineraries. So you people that are coming on the Kenya Exploratory trip, you have a different itinerary than those coming on Grandmaster Steve Muhammad's trip. So those coming on the martial art trip, you have an itinerary, and those coming on the Kenya Exploratory trip, which is designed for first-time visitors to Africa, as you know. So those of you that are, you signed up for the trip and everything, and you're saying, okay, now what do I do next? You don't have to do anything. That is the purpose of having joining a trip as opposed to trying to come by yourself. I don't know how many horror stories I have heard from people, brothers, trying to do the thing on their own. I'm gonna book my own flight. I saw it on the internet. I got the best price. Oh, and then they go through a lot of worry and stress and confusion. Some even had to turn around and come back to America before they even got to Kenya because they did these layover things and they wasn't prepared for the jet lag. They sit in the airport, fell asleep, missed their flight. Then they've been told you got to buy a whole nother flight ticket, and you only got so much money. You got to take that money and buy a ticket back. You didn't even get there. Now, do you think that? I mean, as many times as the few times I have heard this, I'm sure there's many others that don't talk about such a thing. Yeah, this stream is live. Yeah, the stream is live. Let me see. The stream is live. I'm good. Anyway, I wanted to come on and talk about the trip and why, what the trip is about. The 7-day exploratory trip is a great value for the cost, and one of the reasons why the cost is so low is because this is not a trip that is given by a tour company. This is not a for-profit trip. This is me using my my travel business or group to offer this to Black Americans who have saying, I want to go, but I can't afford it. I want to go, but I don't know nobody. I want to go, but where am I going to stay? How am I going to understand the language? Who are the people? Is there going to be someone to take care of me while I move around and explore the country? That is what this trip is for. It's basically for you people that signed up for first-time visitors. I think we got one guy that's not a first-time visitor. Good day, Mississippi 4589. One day you're going to tell me what that 4589 means. Gregory Wyatt, long time. Greetings, brother. Thank you. Now, let me put this out to Ash. I think I'm going to misspell the word Lauren for the African super chat support. Jana, that's Swahili. Pick up the word, you know what I'm talking about. What was I saying? And I don't know why I keep getting derailed when I'm talking nowadays. Gotta stop doing that. True to the first month star, my wife showed me a round trip for $600. Yeah, I saw the $600 trip. I saw the $500 trip, and we've investigated into it. And we find that the layover is terrible. What would take you it's going to take you almost 24 hours, and you got to carry your bags from one plane to another when doing the layover. So if you've never been on an international flight before and you have a layover or a stopover where you actually change airlines, what these $600 and $500 trips are doing is taking you on a decent trip plane from U.S. to Europe, and then putting you on the worst type of plane possible, and when you get going into Africa. And this is how they justify $600 trip, and then they make you wait at the airport for 3 and 4 hours while you try to figure out where your trip is, where your next flight is, and it is not worth it. Trust me. I flew in Europe and stayed in Amsterdam, and I had like a 5-hour layover, and I was like, "Well, what can I do?" So they was like, "You can go out to visit, look at Amsterdam." I said, "Okay, give me a visa." They gave me a little quick visa because you need the visa to move out of the airport. And shit, I walked out the airport and it was like 20 below zero. I'm like, what the hell? You know, you know, I was like, what? I looked around outside. I was like, and no clouds. Europe there is very dingy. And I went back into the airport. I'm like, you know, screw that. I don't walk around this place looking like, no, you know. So I just sat in the warm airport for hours and wait for the flight. And you know, had to carry my carry-on bags onto the flight. Then there was no space on the carry-on plate. It's terrible. So what we have done for you here is give you the lowest price based on the best comfort. So yeah, I think some of you guys have heard about Turkish Airlines. Nigeria refused to allow Turkish Airlines to land in Nigeria, and Turkish Airlines is one of these people that's doing these $600 flights because they was dropping the people off on the tarmac, throwing their bags off of the plane. You know, it's like, what damn, you know, and people were losing their bags, you know. So you don't want that. Better to pay a little extra for a direct flight, and this is a direct flight. Kenya Airways, 15 hours, which is only be like 8 hours in the air, and relax and comfort. Get on the plane in New York, get off the plane in Nairobi. So simple, you know. Every chair got a movie seat, video camera for you. I mean, you know, movie screen for yourself. Netflix all the way. 3, 4 good movies, and you there. You know what I'm saying? So international flight, Kenya Airways, they serve meals. You know, it's not like you're gonna be on Turkish Airlines. They $600. They looking at you like, what you looking at me for some food? You better have brought your own. And then you're like, damn. You know, you're at their mercy because they say you cheap, and they gonna treat you cheap. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's really the reasons why the trip is such a wonderful price. We got the very great hotels. I still have my crew looking for even better values, you know, with definite American standards. You know, it's not like you're gonna be sleeping in the hut bush trash room hotel next to sleazy motel room. No. So we got all of these things, and because you know, we're not here to try to give you the best possible, the new Stanley Hotel, and you know, we're giving you great value. So some of you are wondering why we're mixing the two groups together. It's only because it gives us a chance to get a lower value, lower prices, and make deals with the two groups coming as one. So yeah, now the Kenya Exploratory trip, as I have told you, is unique because part of the trip you're going to go from Nairobi to Mombasa on the SGR train, first class, not standard class. You do first class up and back, and see the beautiful Kenyan landscape, and for 4 hours. And you can Google SGR in Kenya and see about the train and how, you know, you want to see what the Chinese have built us. Oh, they didn't. They built it, but we the ones who built it. I mean, we was doing the work. I saw it as it grew from nothing to where it is today. And trust me, Kenyans were the ones moving them tractors and moving them dirts and putting in them rails. They were everywhere. That was part of the contract that the Kenyans had to be part of every area, as you'll see when you get there. So yeah, so that's very unique. And you get to go to Mombasa, and second largest city, one of the greatest tourist cities in East Africa, and move around there. So we have the conference for you guys. By the time we get towards April, I will know what type of businesses you're interested in or what type of things you're interested in, and we will have those people made available for the conference and dinner. And people will get up and speak about their businesses and then take in questions from you. You know, but at the same time, we're not controlling you. A lot of times you go on these tour trips and they control you. You know, you land in Kenya, you're tired, you're just happy that you're in Kenya. You know, you're just happy that you're in Africa. So you are sitting on the bed and then they come and knock on the door. You got 10 minutes to get ready for the bus that goes to the next tour. And you're like, damn, you know, you at that point you're not really ready and for that. You know, you're just happy. I don't want to sleep. I don't even want to see what's outside. I just know I'm in Africa. I want to sleep and, you know, but they're telling you you got to move, you got to move, you got to do this, you got to eat here, what time you got to be here. Then, you know, you get back to your room in the afternoon, then, you know, like you lay down on your bed for a minute, then they knock on the door. Okay, the next, you know, they have an itinerary that's packed and you don't have no free time. You see? So what we have here is a very flexible customary trip. It's not like we're going to take up all your time. It's like part of the day is for part of what you pay for, the meetings, the dinners, the tours, and then the rest of it is like your free time. And I have a staff of about 10 guys ready to work. I mean, we almost got more people on the staff than we to help you than we do for the people that's coming. So if there's never been a better opportunity for you to come to Africa, but except for this trip, you know, Keith Young, I think he's on holiday because he's not reachable on the phone. I don't know where he is, but he told me he was going on holiday. So we wait for him to come back after the holiday, January the 1st. You'll contact him, and he's going to take care of your registration, answer all your questions. He's in the U.S. He's coming on the trip as well, and he's my coordinator in the U.S. Now here in Kenya, you know, I'm doing the coordinating here. It's not my first rodeo. I brought Kenyans to. I brought Americans to Kenya, and I've sent many Kenyans to America. So all these organized trips are not new to me, and they were all based on martial arts. But because we have done these sessions of business opportunities with African Americans in the past, it's just a very simple crossover to do this. And I'm working feverishly. Of course, I'm behind the scenes. You don't see me. I think I sent a video of me at the Kenya Airways office. I spent about 45 minutes with that guy, going through questions about the trip and what was possible and how can the fees be and can you get an open-end ticket. And I've done all that because of the experience that I have, and looking pretty good. I think that it's not worth it to try to get the lowest price ticket that's going to take you extra hours and an extra headache to transfer from one plane to another just to save $200. Better to pay that $200 extra and go straight round trip. I mean, straight direct flight. So the airline of choice is Kenya Airways. Is going to come out of JFK on the 29th, and we'll land in Kenya on I think the 30th, the 31st, because you're ahead. So the plane is going to fly. You know, you're going to lose time. I mean, you're going to lose time when you go. So when you go back, you gain that time. So at the airport, and then you'll be, of course, greeted by all of us that are there to welcome you, and we'll take you directly to your hotel room, give you that lag time, that you need, that rest, and we have a general meeting about phones. If your cell phone, by the time we go for the trip, your cell phone will either have a SIM card or you'll be given a phone that has a SIM card for Kenya. Your phone numbers will be put in all the different phones, so everybody will be able to communicate with everybody, because communication is the big key, you know. And carry your phone with you, carry your passport with you wherever you go. And when the phone rings, answer it. You know what I mean? If you get lost, so many numbers you can call. Where are you? I don't know. I'm over here. I don't know nobody. Ask somebody. That's all part of the fun. Rashid M, Grandmaster, how are you? Great. Alex J, hello. Is in the house. Okay. Hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. Truth, hit the thumb up button. Let me make you a moderator. When you do like that, I love that. Okay. I guess I got to keep making people moderators. Otherwise, no, there's Dark Spear. How are you? Great to see you. So we're here talking about the 7-day Kenya exploratory trip going set for April 29th to 30th to the 7th of May. The trip total cost will be $1,999. That's going to pay for your hotel room, 1 meal a day, transport to all the different venues. I think I have the paper here. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see this clearly. And it's also going to be put on the on our website. We have a website, blackpeopleformodernafrica.com, courtesy of your people who support the channel. So I think you can see it. We've said it. Now, what happened up to this point is we didn't have a set price. I had been doing all these calculations and, looking at how those things are going to be. And finally, we came up with this price. And like I said, this trip is not for profit. And that's another reason why we can have it so low. Some people, they go in, you have like 3 or 4 people sitting in there organizing the trip, and they all want their cut. These like 4 Black Americans or 4 Americans, and they organizing, and you can give me $100,000, you give me $50,000, so then the trip price goes up for no reason. I'm not for that. This is not what I normally do for a living. I have organized very large trips for Kenyan sports karate people to go to America and compete. They went to Las Vegas and competed, and they took first place. And some of them stayed over when they got to America, and some of them came back. We also did a trip through 6 African countries with a group of 17 Kenyans. Landed in South Africa, where I stayed for 4 months, exploring Johannesburg, seeing if it was better than Nairobi, and it wasn't, because the Blacks were not at the time, were not really educated. Even today, it's still the same. A lot of Blacks are there hungry. They only know the white man is the key, and he can come and pay some South African like $5, and then he come and mess you up. It's because they're like that. And you're looking at that and like, what? What can you do? You can't go to the police and explain it. Just like, why did you come to South Africa? Kenya is different. So Kenyans, they like to travel. And South Africans, they don't even have an understanding. They want to travel out and see the world. So rarely to see a South African group, Black South Africans, like, we coming to America, see what's going on. No, they ain't like that. The country is seriously poor in the area of the average Blacks there. It's almost like South Africa and the United States is almost the same now, because Blacks, the majority of Blacks are paycheck to paycheck or hand to mouth. The only difference is that at least in America they got some housing for everybody. In South Africa, it's just like some of it was really bad. But now Places like Soweto, they're really modernized. So I can give them that. But still, the people, the people, the people. Let's hope Julius and Rende can fix that up. So one of the things that you guys are asking me about when you get there, how is that going to be to go from Nairobi to Mombasa? And the SGR is relatively new, and a lot of tour companies and things have not even put that into like that's part of a trip. They usually go for flights, and they're still doing that. So you're like, okay, you go to Nairobi, then you get another flight to Mombasa, and that flight costs you about $200 round trip, $200-$300. So here you can go first class for about $40 on the train, and this is what we're offering. So that'd be wonderful because you on an airplane you can't see Kenya. You know what I mean? It's like Nairobi. When your mind looks back, how many frames of video do you see? You see the airport, you see the landing at the airport, then you start driving in Mombasa, but you don't see what's between Nairobi and Mombasa. Is it desert? Is it fruit land? And I'm telling you, I traveled by bus through 6 African countries, and in my mind now, I still vividly see all the beautiful landscapes and the way that people live, and you see the people walking by. You see the train is going to kind of offer you a little bit of that. It's going to be quick though, and then on top of that, you get to see wildlife too. Okay, hold on. I think somebody has already supported the channel. Let me see if I got a name on that. What the hell? It is Brian Gully. Thank you for the super chat. In fact, you see, that's what I'm talking about. I told you this is a channel of action. Brian has supported the channel. You go to worldremit.com, fill out the information, take a picture of your ID, send it to them. It's a little bit difficult, but here's the phone number, and this is my wife's name because the phone number is in her name. Is where we do our accounting. And go ahead and try it. If you like what we're doing here. Now here we are. We got a trip. Show me a trip to Africa for less than $2,000. I'm waiting. And you're gonna have freedom, as opposed to it's not. You see, but someone like me, I'm you. We together. We know what's up. But I've been here for 22 years, so you can imagine the amount of people that I know. That I have friends that I can just say, "Can you come?" They own businesses, and I'm like, "Can you come and talk to the people?" And they're like, "Yes." There's a large pool of friends I have and acquaintances that I know that we're going to get. They're not going to be stage actors or somebody in the tourist. It's not going to be somebody in the tourist industry that's coming there to tell you, "Oh, the wonders of Kenya, blah blah blah." Oh, you see, these are people that got families, work hard every day. Some of them are going to tell you living in Kenya is not easy. Yes, you got this problem, got that problem, and you get the perspective. You don't have to hear me telling you how great Kenya is, and I'm the only one. Then you come down here and you find other Kenyans that are telling you something else. But then you can see for yourself. Because I got brothers here, they be like, "Listen, Kenya's rough." And that guy got a 5-bedroom house, got a beautiful wife, family, car, 2 cars, and he talking about living in Kenya is rough. I mean, they're watching too much of their own nation TV, too much KTN. News give you the bad part of stuff. Are you a serious man on the issue, want to help Black Americans? Are you a serious man on the issue of want to help Black Americans to come home? I think if you do the research on me, that's obvious. I mean, I started my YouTube channel about, I don't know, 7, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, and we got like what 80, 90, 100 videos. I don't know, and I had said that I'll be consistent, and I'm being consistent. You know, you don't get to be in the country for 22 years and you're not come on to the YouTube channel and start talking like this, and then you ain't no good brother. Have you seen anybody come here saying, "Oh, bro, you owe me 50 million shillings? Oh, where's my money?" You don't see that. Go to my Facebook channel. Like I said, most of my information is on Facebook. And Black Man's Guide to Modern Africa, and you get to know me. You know, we don't go by the views of how. I mean, let me see how many views I'm have. They've tricked those views. They tricked those views. You know. I mean, and part of my research, I had to listen to Creek and listen to Tone Talks and listen to Dr. Claude Anderson and listen to Boyce Watkins. I had to listen to their videos. You know, and I'll be like, they got 35,000 views, and then they not saying nothing more important than me. I'm telling you, you are an African. Your mind has been tricked to believe that you're a Black American, and that there's nothing like that. That ain't got no power. Look at my last video. Now, who's gonna give me the truth? You know? And then how many of you come on here and tell me, damn, I mean, you're right. You know? I know I'm right. Not to be arrogant, but I did the research, obviously. How good did that feel? When you tell yourself the reason why you're being mishandled and can't understand why people don't like you in America is because you're forcing yourself to be an American. You're trying to assimilate an American culture when you should be getting your ass out of America. Can't get police brutality. Can't get marginalized. Can't be last fire harvest. You move back to where you're supposed to be, the majority. And everything starts to fit into place. Do your children a favor. What if your parents had, just think about it. What if your parents had went to Africa and it was in Africa? Do you know how happy you would be? You know what I mean? The simple life. You'd be well educated. You'd be speaking 2 different languages. You got your choice of beautiful wives. If you're handsome. And even if you're not handsome. But yeah. So I don't see like you should have to ask me that question. Maybe somebody in the chat line has been following me for some time, sees like, okay, the guy is true to his word. He done came up, got a new phone. He said he's gonna get a new phone. He said he's gonna develop a website. We got a website there, and he said we're gonna do the camp. We're gonna do the camp if people get involved in the camp. There's gonna be another show. We're gonna discuss about the camp. But today we're talking about the 7-day exploratory trip for Kenyans that want to come to Africa. You can't get a better price. You're not gonna have more fun. And you're not going to learn as much as you could possibly learn by coming on this trip. You got several brothers that's talking about, I got a wife and kids, and I want to move to Africa. And don't come to Africa with your whole family on your first go. That's kind of foolish. I know some of you guys, that's what you think you're going to try to do that? Buy all the plane tickets for your children you ain't never been. They're going to land at the airport, and you'd be like, okay, we're here now. No. Be the man. Put your little money together, get your little money, and then come on the 7-day exploratory trip. Then when you go back, now you'll have the desire to say, okay, now I know what to do. We got to do A, B, C. I know where we're going to stay. You see? And when you fly in with your family, you're going to feel good because you already know what's awaiting you. And like I told you guys before, when you come on the 7-day exploratory trip, and after you get on the plane and go back home to America, when you land in America, you're going to be like, damn, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to feel the same because you already been home now. You see, you be walking through the airport, white people better watch out when they try to talk to you, because you know the truth. Then you know the truth now, and I'm showing you the truth. Not because I want to take your money, but because I want to show you what they lied to me. And I don't want them to lie to anybody else. That's what you basically like, everybody got a thing, psychological thing. I'm gonna hate white people. No, I don't hate white people. I'm telling you that I sit at home here and I think about the brothers in the United States, or I'm watching them on the news in the United States, or I'm talking to my friends in the United States, and I'm like, God damn. You know? You know? Now you got some brothers that got a wife, and you know, you become black conscious, brother become conscious, but the wife ain't conscious. You know, you look at her, she, you know, she coming out, she taking money out of your pocket, and she trying to live like, you know, run around the United States, like, you know, she balling on your dime. You know what I'm saying? And you don't find yourself in that trap, like, God damn, now you see I got a wife, now you see, and what do you do? What do you do in that situation? Do you leave her? You write her a note and say, "Look, honey, it just ain't gonna work out. I'm African, and you Black American, and sorry, I got to go with my gut." You ain't got to be that harsh. You can just sit down with her ass in a quiet place, just the two of you, and you just start talking to her. Now, honey, what's wrong with Africa? Oh my God, Africa, what's that? My girlfriend tell me that place is bad. You know, okay, now you see. You looking at her while she's telling you this. And then you guys say, well, you know, you see your future coming right. You know, many of us don't want to communicate the serious stuff with our wife for fear of what we're going to find out. Or if the woman, the husband. I showed you the video of my friend. She's Black American woman. She there, her husband beating her, knocking her teeth out of her mouth, and her life, you know, controlling her. And she came on a trip to Kenya, found a Kenyan man that loved her, and went back home to her husband. Here you go, I'm out. You know, and she left him like that. Came over here, and you seen her husband Ferdinand. So, I mean, her man Ferdinand. So sometimes life got to be drastic. You got to make some drastic decisions. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, one of the things you should do before you sit down with your wife and talk about Africanizing your family is come on 7-Day Exploratory. She'll listen to you more when you come back and tell her this is what I saw. You'll be able to explain yourself more when you see that what you have here in America. And you're saying, oh, okay, I want to come, but damn, that's expensive. But I see a $600 trip. I can see a hotel on the internet, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So this trip is for those people that they want to go, and you don't have to do nothing else but pay the money and go where we tell you to go. You be around people that's like-minded like you. You think like you're gonna save, you know, you end up saying you save $200 because you found some crazy deal. You end up in Kenya like in 24 hours. And you find a taxi, and the taxi driver sees you coming. You alone, you there, take me to this hotel. Okay, now I got it going on. And between the taxi driver and booking the hotel, you get taken for another $60, $70 that you didn't know because you didn't know the money. And they're telling you one thing and another thing. They tell you, what can we eat? Go here. And they take you to the most expensive restaurant, and then you get the bill. It's like, $40. So you see that money that you thought you were saving and save you some hours on the booking, and you think you're gonna do all that shit from the internet. It's not true. You know, seeing the African superstar come on here and tell you don't go booking. She told me I booked my hotel and everything on my own through the internet, and I'm all safe. When you got there, they was like, they ain't got no booking for you. What you gonna do? You by yourself. What you gonna do? You see? Avoid all that stress. I know you want to do all your things on your own, you brothers out there. Avoid all that stress. Stop wasting your time and money and stressing about where you're gonna stay and how much it's gonna cost you. You pay the fee and everything's done for you. And if you don't get done, then you can beat me up. You can come on, make your own YouTube out. I'm rather an asshole, blah blah blah. He never did what he said he's gonna do. I ain't for that, because I work hard to build my reputation. So I ain't about to fail. And you look at my track record, I don't fail. It's December and I'm already got the trip straightened out. You understand what I'm saying to you? So to know me is to trust me. Let me see these chats, man. You guys are many. Every time I come back to the US, I feel less American. Yeah. Tell me about it. These people come here, visa is only $30 and you can get your visa at the airport. We're going to take care of that for you. So my wife wants to leave just as much as I do. Dan, you got a good woman. You're lucky. But I know there's brothers out there now like, man, my wife is going to now let me take my son out of private school that I'm paying $400 a month for to go to no African country, So you got to make some decisions, bro. You know what I mean? Make one way or the other. Don't waste your time. Either you're on the plantation or you off. See? I mean, you're talking all hard like that's really easy to do. Shit, I did it. So don't tell me what I didn't give up and sacrifice to come here. It wasn't no smooth sailing for me. Trust me. I had a wonderful son. Shit, I had to leave him back. Because mom was like kidnapped him from me. Sure, I wasn't going to Kenya with me. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? Sit there and cry? So I'm with Grandmaster on the idea of building a roller rink. Yeah. Oh, Dangerous Daily. Yeah. And when you come on the exploratory trip, we're going to look at locations for that. And when you come into Mombasa, now I'm going to sit down with you and explain to you, this is what it could be like. This is what we could be like. We're going to videotape that. And then we're going to put it out on the internet and tell people this is what we need to do. Yeah. So I'm going to get a lot of footage out of the exploratory trip. It's not for profit for me, but I'm going to get a lot of benefits from seeing you guys here and you guys that are talking on the video, And people that watch this video, the 300-400 of you, can say, okay, now I see that guy's real. It's like that. We just starting out, like I said, but we have gone far. True fact of the North Star Grandmaster is I'm a living testament. Yeah. But I've been a living testament for 20 years before you people started thinking like, okay, now you see America is fucked up. I mean, what industry and business in America, black-owned business and industry in America has improved? Eh? Where's my notes? Which one? I mean, come on. You're talking about America. You're trying to decide, okay, well, I don't know if I want to go to Africa. It's no brainer. You're living in a country where the crime rate has fallen by 51% since 1993. The crime rate has gone down 53%. Some say 71%. Violent crime is down 71%. Yet the incarceration rate has skyrocketed. It's still high. It's not going down. In your infinite wisdom of being in America, can you explain to me how the crime rate can go down 51%, but the incarceration goes up 1,090 something percent? They arresting innocent people, and blacks are 6 times more than whites to be arrested, even though we only 13% of the population, far less now. Do you know what the future holds for your children when you demolish and remove gentrified black communities out of existence? Black kid gonna come home with a Chinese friend, with a not a Chinese friend, but white Mexican friend, because they ain't enough blacks. Ain't you tired of some black person coming on TV making all of us look bad by doing something stupid on TV? As a black man, aren't you tired of defending yourself, saying like, I'm not like that, I'm not a deadbeat dad, I'm not a broke down nigga, I ain't no drug addict, I got a good job. You see, you're not gonna get a feather in your cap. Nobody gonna come out and give you an award. Do the kids fight in school? And Kenyans don't fight as often as in the U.S. I'm guessing. No, I'm here at a school. It's 2,000. They don't fight. Last year I didn't see one fight. 2,000 kids all crammed in together like that. They play. There might have been a fight or two out that I might have missed, but I mean, it ain't like ain't got no security guards here. Ain't no wands and metal detectors. It's an big open school. People are civilized. The African in himself is a civilized human being. Inside your black American ass is an African that's civilized. He just want to get along, be happy. Ashley Lorraine, I think if you saw the chat, I gave you a shout out at the beginning. Thank you for the super chat. Now, who's going to be next to support the channel like Ashley? Now she's a regular supporter. So when she comes on and asks me a question, oh, boom, I'm there. Whatever she asks, I will deliver. And the same for you. Brian Gully has sent a super chat just a few minutes ago, and I appreciate that. He's also a regular supporter. I don't know why he doesn't come on the chat line and ask me some questions, but whenever he come on, if I recognize his name on there, I'm like, whatever you say, bro. I'm here for you. I'm not gonna be here for long. I'm old. I can see my mind forgetting a lot of things. 10 years from now, I don't know. I'll be sitting here like, baby, come down, But this is my time for that, and this is what I'm doing. The trip for you people that joined the trip. He said, "Why is it so low? Why is the price so low?" It's because it's not a not for profit. It's not for profit. If I wanted to mark it up and make it extra $1,000 for me on every person, damn, that's what they do in these tours. But I just took a list of all of the things that have to be paid for, and it's many. You'd be surprised. You talk about something like the train trip. The train don't drop you in the middle of the town. It drop you far at the train station. Is away from town. You got to get transport to go to town. Then you got to get a local transport to go to your hotel. People don't recognize that, but you ain't got to worry about that because I have already marked that in and taken care of that. So these little hidden costs are there, and we're taking care of them. You got some tour companies, you get like 2 Black Americans, they're gonna take like 15 Black Americans on a tour, or 30, like they did with the Phil Scott show, and then they're gonna try to control those people. And everybody got their own personality. Some people want to do this, some people don't want to do that. You see. And the host of the trip, they go missing for a couple of hours because they got big money from you, and they all want to go do their own thing, celebrate while you there. I know how these trips go, but I have access to many Kenyans, young Kenyans. I got 2 sons, 2 grown sons. They're gonna be working. I'm gonna be showing them how we'll do this. Go to take these people there, make sure they got the room there. You see, this my 2 sons. But I have other people that are ready to work. Even is there. I mean, what can I do? I want to take them, let me do their hair, let me do the women's hair. We're gonna have a great time. We got a lot of power here. It's not like you just got a Black American, he don't know nobody. you know. So we're gonna have a great time. And so yeah, so you guys, some of you guys had that concern about that, and no, look at the conference. The conference is gonna be fantastic because we're just gonna sit around for like 3-4 hours. You know, you can walk in, walk out, go places, come back, and we're gonna have a get to know at Kenyans. At that conference, you're gonna probably make some great Kenyan friends. And then you know how you do, you know how we black people do, and then you're gonna come make deals with them and don't even concern me. I'll be walking down the street like 2 months later, and I'll be saying, "Hey, what you on the trip? What you doing back in Kenya?" "Oh yeah, well, I mean, I had to come back because I had some dealings. You know, I'm doing business. You know, oh, you know, didn't even tell me. You know, I know how we are. It's okay. You know, you gotta prove to yourself you're the man. But I'm telling you, don't do it on your first trip. This exploratory trip is gonna save you a lot of energy and time. Getting to know people and connecting with the trip, that's automatic. Mombasa Day at the beach, wonderful. You talk about, you see, okay, spoiler alert, I don't want to talk about bad about West Africa. Okay, I'm not even gonna mention the country, but you go to West African beach and you see the pictures of the beach and this long stretch of beach, it's beautiful. But then something's missing. It's just showing you the beach in the middle of the day, but nobody's in the water. And that is because in some many West African ocean beaches, the tide will suck your ass under and take you away. And they don't not like in California. In California, you get the ocean suck you away. Then in the morning it bring you back. Your dead body wash up. You know, you can have a funeral. But damn, West Africa, they got alerts. Tell you don't get in the water because you get sucked out and you don't come back. Now, they did a video, many of them, on the best beaches in all of Africa. And what's the number one beach? I'm gonna take you there to that number one beach. And what you're gonna see? You're gonna see people in the water. Hundreds, thousands. Some of you can go back and see my videos. I think we'll do another one soon when we take the kids to the beach. And when the tide is in, oh, it's amazing. And I want you to see a part of that. Now, you see, some tours they don't even know about this. About when people come to the beach, the locals come to the beach and hang out. We're gonna have a great time. So the registration for the trip is $30. The contact is for Keith Young. Keith Young, if anybody need his phone number, 1-310. I know it by heart now. 7102. For details on how to register for the trip. Okay. So yeah. I got a plan on dinner. You know, I have friends, some that I have not seen in a long time. I mean, it's not that you know, you got so many people you know, but I just don't get a chance to go around there. But they own a really nice restaurant in Mombasa, and I haven't really been down there for like 15 years, 10 years, and every time I see him, it's like I go for like months or years. I don't see him. Then I go there. Then they always say, "Oh, we thought you went back to America." I'm like, "Damn, man, I'm right down here in Bamburi." You know what I'm saying? Raising the family. I didn't like that, but they really have one of the really nicest spots in Kenya. We want to take you guys there. You'll really be amazed. It's unique experience. And that's something I want to put part of the trip. You know, I want to put the trip together so I can give you the greatest experience possible. That is my joy. That is my payment, to give you an affordable trip and give you the best possible experience. No one else can do that for you except me, because I've been here for 20 some years. No one else. No tour guide, no Black Americans and tour people in Black America taking you over to Kenya. They don't know even the language, let alone how many people. Mariah, have you talked about the food in Kenya, especially seafood in Mombasa? Yeah, seafood's always there. Like I said, Mombasa has areas where at night they cut off the street and then they change it into like a mini um, a siesta type of thing. You know, they put these boxes out. Now they're more sophisticated. Now they're pulling out the big charcoal grills, and then they grill the chicken and the beef and the fish right there in front of you. So you pick out the chicken you want, and you wait for it. You know, I had that the other day for the family. You know, it's like a big thing for us. Like you know how people like go for pizza. You know, we go for chicken and chips, and it's broiled, very healthy. You know, and you see like you'll come, and then you'll see these people doing this thing on the street, and you're seeing like they're doing this every day, 7 days a week. They don't miss a day. I'm trying to tell you. So you see it, it's like it ain't like the smoke has made the walls brown and you know and things like that. You're looking around and you're saying, and you're thinking like, you know, is this food healthy? And I was like trying to explain to you like they do this every day. It ain't no like used chickens. You see the fresh chicken cut right there in front of you, and then the guy throws the thing on the grill right there in front of you. Well, where is the, you know, fresh chicken? It ain't like it's been shot with hormones or nothing like that, you know. And you got to remember you're in Africa. Yeah. Now on the issue of the dinner, you know, we made it very open. Sometimes, you know, you go to the restaurant that's at the hotel, and for the meal that you get that's part of your trip, because your lunch and breakfast that's on you. But we're giving you one meal a day. All right, why you not gonna pay for the breakfast? You know, because I know how these trips go. You ain't gonna want to. It's 15 of you. You think all of you gonna want to go to the same, sit down at the same table, eat the same food at the restaurant? You know, you gonna want to go out and look around and find. You saw a nice restaurant that you passed by on the way to the hotel, and you want to walk over there and go there. See, the trip allows for that. You know, you going. I don't want to take my dinner here. I want to go over there. So what we gonna do? Because you said you're paying for the dinner. Here, take this $2,000 chip. Let's go eat, brother. No problem. You see what I'm saying? And we already catered for all that. We're already prepared for all them little silly questions you guys gonna come up with. I don't trust the Kenyans. They want to cook the meat badly. I don't want the Kenyan to cook my meat. You know. I'm like, okay, so what you want to do? He said, I want you to cook it. He said, oh, so you want me to come up and cook your meat and then serve you the food because I'm the host of the shit. You see? You know, now you're dreaming. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't getting there. But, you know, are we prepared for those kind of questions? I got the response. I'm waiting for somebody to come and tell me, can you run down and get me a pizza, just you, because I don't want to trust nobody else. Like, just me, go run down and get you a pizza when they got pizza delivery, or when the pizza places is like 2-minute walk down the road, you know? No, you're the host. This is what we paid for. You see, I'm just going to have to take you in the back room, put you in a quick chocolate, and make you come to your senses. The trip is not something that you should fear. I mean, they people do that. They come like that when you're in fear, and you know we get to the root of those fears, and you know I ain't got to be violent with you, but you know we already addressed that. I have seen that. I have taken people to Kenyans all the way to South Africa, put them up a hotel room. They slept for 4 or 5 days. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to look for no job. When their money run out, they want to take me to the police station. So I'm walking through South Africa with this Kenyan that's mad at me because he said I took his money and he take me to the police station. So we're walking to the streets, and the other Kenyans on the trip is like, man, what are you doing? You know, he's not the one. He don't have your money. He's like this, you see. And you know, that's a Kenyan. You know, but I think he was like secretly a Black American because the guy ended up going into the gangs and made a lot of money. You know, he left the group and went to the gangsters somewhere. I don't know wherever they was, and then he didn't come back to the hotel. Later on, he was driving, and I heard he was a Kenyan driving in, But we're ready for that. We had that experience. I should do stand-up comedy. Okay, Evalyne, there you are. How are you, my queen? Thank you for being here. We missed you. Shoot, I know only time I can see you is when I come on at this time. Evalyne, the first lady to support. Yes, Evalyne, tell them how easy it is to support your channel. Tell them all the actions that we've been doing. She's been around. We got the new phone, Evalyne. We got the website. We got the trip coming. I sure want you to take advantage of it. Evalyne, come on. You pay that $199.9 and okay. I was just joking the other day about the holding hands part, but we have some quiet time together. If you won't mind. As we switch to the more school teaching style. My kids are okay. Wait, Evalyne. My kids are either late teens now, and I hold it. So the kids are late teens, and you can take them to boarding school right now in Kenya. They just be there inside the boarding school, and they fall in love with it. And when they come out, they'll be speaking Swahili, and they'll be acclimated. They have many Kenyan friends that they know from living in the school. And then you're gonna ask them, well, what do you want to go back to America? And they ain't gonna say, and they're gonna say no. They're gonna say, well, I want to go back to see if I can go back. But that's like, who want to pay extra money for you to go see what you make sure you don't want to stay there? You already know that's not good. By the time they come out of the boarding school, you have established yourself in Kenya. You got an apartment and everything, and then when they come out, you're established. But now, where are you gonna get to secure that money? That's the problem. That secure income that you need to get that. So Dr. Spear is handling this one, huh? And Young Ten again, hey man, a little bit late though. Even if they did give African Americans reparations in the U.S., the whole country would turn into Tulsa, Oklahoma. Morel, all my good friends are here. What's up, Amon? And thank you guys for coming. But we're talking about the trip, and I'm gonna explain it to the people that's going on the trip. This is what's happening, and if there's any latecomers that want to get involved on the trip, you still have an opportunity before January the 8th. Pay your $30 registration, non-refundable, of course, and then we start you on the road. $199. I think it's going to be in 3 installments. So what's that? 3 installments. The 3 installments are going to be what's 9999 divided by 3. So you're gonna have you're gonna have 3 installments of $600. So between January and April, $600, and then the last $666. So if you can't afford that, then I don't know what to say. Now you're gonna carry around with you about, I say around $600. For your own mad money, do your own things, and you're gonna have a great time, So where are we? 1 hour. Here we are, and that is what we were discussing today. It's the 7-day exploratory trip. I told you we were gonna do action on this channel. I think Diana Samir has a trip for, I think, 2,500. 7 days. You're gonna watch him be coordinated and become a prince in the backwoods of I shouldn't say backwoods, but in the upcountry areas of Nigeria. And This is not the same type of trip. This is an information gathering, exploratory trip where we're going to take you and see as much of Kenya as possible. Meet many Kenyan business people and people that are, stakeholders of influence as possible. So, yeah. So, Young Ting again, I'm gonna jump off the subject. Young Ting, so you see this, the Tone Talks is talking about the baby bonds and the secure government jobs, and then Jason Black from the Black Authority just ripped him a new on a video, and then Takreek went after Levette talking about the sores on the side of her mouth. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, none of them, you saying like Black Power. I told you Black Power is a myth. So you see all these people, they want to come and try to grab onto Black Americans to come to their channel and, get away from the enemy channel. Because, the support that we can give is very little as compared to our numbers. And they're reacting off of the, like you see, like Boyce Dale's Boyce Watkins financial freedom channel thing where Black Americans come and try to go for financial freedom. If you really look at it, and I'm not 100% sure, but it's not really getting that kind of grip where it's going like everybody want to join in on it, because it can't work, because most people fear the stock exchange, and then a lot of Blacks don't understand it, and they don't have the money to put into it in the first place. And last time when the stock market really dropped after Boyce had did a big video about joining into the stock market, a lot of people was criticizing him, like, you made me put my money in, and then I lost all my money. And he came back on and talked about, just leave your money there, don't worry, it goes up, but it'll come back down, go up. Who want that? What kind of hijack you want to give me? I'm gonna put my money in something, and it's like, oh, it's gone. Wait for 2 months, 3 months, it come back. And the other time it don't come back, but you see it. So now he's saying he's going to put some offices in Africa, Boyce Watkins. And that's where he should be in the first place. When he come here to Africa and start talking about financial, these people won't be receptive. Because the African got land, he got money. You know what I'm saying? Black Americans don't have no money. That Black Power thing is a myth. There ain't nothing like that. These people wouldn't be fighting each other for your views and your support. If you guys had money and many of you was support. You see? That's why I was talking to Dorian Tate about about this channel. We got to. I guess Dorian Tate is like one great supporter. I mean, he really is like pushing this channel, because every video he basically sends us some support. And Ashley, Loran, and Brian Gully, you guys are doing the same thing as well. I really appreciate that. But we need more. You need like 5 more Dorian Tates to come and say, okay, we're going to support you on a regular basis, because we want to see what you can do. Now, right now, this is the pastime for me. This is the past. I don't consider this like like 4 people, 3 people, 2 people send some support. Although the exchange rate makes it a lot of money. You send like $4 or $3, it's like, damn, that's good money. And that's what I try to explain to people. You tell like, oh man, you're doing a great job. I don't feel bad. I'm gonna send $10. What? $10? Send that money. Shoot, that's big money here. But if we had 5 more major supporters say, okay, look, you're giving out videos on a regular basis. You don't show that you're gonna be consistent. You're gonna always be there. We see that you're making progress. Let me be an average supporter for you. I'm gonna send you $10 a day. I'm gonna send you $10 next time you do a video. And you're taking your money and investing it in Africa. You're taking it out of the U.S. system. They're not getting that. They ain't gonna get taxed on that, and bringing it here. So if you got some problems, if America has fucked you over, this is the best way to get back to them. Next to taking your whole self and coming over to Africa, then you give them nothing, and that's the only way you're gonna defeat racism, economic oppression, by leaving. There's no other way. You can't get there by marching. You can't beat them up by, doing the Million Man March, he just give money to prayer account. He put it over his sack and he go disappear for 4 months with your money. Then come back again like it never happened and start saying we're gonna do another one. Now, you know what? You know what I'm saying? His money go right back into America. But the police can't pull you over if you ain't in the country. You know, they can't pull you, show me your driver's license, get out the car, hands up. If you ain't there, they can't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. We can do great things here. But I know there's like some of you people, you ain't gonna never support each other. No matter what I'm gonna do, whatever he say, I like free things. That kind of mindset is not in you because you think that's the way you're gonna save money. You got to pay all that money on bills. So now I'm gonna save money on where I can. And you realize you got to invest. When I became Black Conscious, I spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on books. You know, I go to S1 bookshop. They see me walk in, they be like, "Damn, Daddy got a new pair of shoes." Because I'm gonna go buy like 4 books. You know, I'll be rolling around there for like a half hour, and that old guy used to look at me like, "Ooh, he's going over to that big book." Ooh, you know, I'm reading a little bit there. You know, he let me read the books, because he know I'm gonna buy. You know, I invested, and today I am a much better person because imagine if I didn't want to go spend money at the bookshop. So I go to the bookshop and read a few books, dig, close, and don't buy nothing. That fool, he let me read those books. But you only read like a half a chapter. You can't sit down and highlight that in the book. You can't go back to it later on and compare it with another book. But you think you're getting away with something by not investing. You see? I'm saying change your mentality. Get out of that poor man thinking. Here you got somebody here that says, damn, you know, what's wrong with him? So I don't have to pay, and then I'm gonna make sure everybody else knows so they don't pay him either. You know, and then you know, that's the way we are. But that ain't us. That's American mentality. You know, kill or be killed. A nigga must have did something wrong. That's the whole thing. So you gotta look at him around like we gotta go and investigate him. We gotta go all through his life, see what. That's the dead 1973. He didn't pay a parking ticket. He's still outstanding warrant for his arrest. You know, in light of everything else, that's what you be trying to tell. But I'm grateful for the Moldens, for the Tates, for the Ashleys, for the Gullies, and for the Muhammads, and for the rest of you guys that support the channel. We just need new people to support the channel. That's needs to be you. Say you taking all this information. That guy's good. I like him. And when you see me, I'm in Rise Online. Ooh, you rush over here and you be getting entertained, but you also be learning things. And I swear to you that 2 months from now, because I'm talking like we ain't Black America. That's bullshit. But then 2 months later, your brain is running into your mind, and you're like, damn, he's right. The reason why I was right wasn't because I was running around not spending money on YouTube videos or go. I had to go and spend money on these videos and listen to your fellow. I see you guys in the chat line on Tariq's thing. I don't see you, Dollar Bill. I see you there. On Tariq and on the on Voice of Whacking and all of them guys. I see you on these different funny chats. African Superstar and African Tiger. I see you guys there. I ain't worried. I'm not concerned about that. That's good. I'm there seeing you. You should see me because we want the information. But the problem is Black people in America don't understand the rule of how you're going to get economic power. And that is you got to support your own. I told you that from the very first video when I showed you this paper. I'm telling you, ain't nobody going to do this for free. You think Voice Watkins is not, his channel is monetized. He can come on and talk about any kind of thing. He's there talking about the creek and them talking about, I can't be mad at him. I ain't gonna be in the fight. Because you run wrong word and YouTube sent you the message. They sent me an email. I'm like, who the hell? I ain't never talked to these people before. They sent me we have decided that your content was not a copyright infringement. Motherfucker, who gave you my email? You know what I'm saying? They want to let me know they know me. You see? I'm sure they're going to come out with a new policy saying you can't come up with these papers and ask people for money online. They wait. They figure that out. Say, how can that? Because we can't get the money. You see? They can't get the money from this. So they're going to come up with a thing. Watch. We're going to be off this line soon. You can't do that. We got to come up with another way. But let's work together here. You know what I'm saying? So this video is about the Kenya Exploratory trip. You guys are asking me questions, and where do I send my registration fee and how much is it going to cost? This is the new thing that we have now. The price is $1,999. It should be more like $200, but I just couldn't resist to say it has to be under $2,000. It got to be the first African trip, 7-day African trip that's under $2,000. I challenge you to find another one. We're gonna have a great time. So I hope that answers some of you guys' questions on the trip. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Some of you guys are organizing and seeing if you can manage it. April 2020, you can. It's just psychologically you got to get past a lot. Some of you got to get past more hurdles than others. And for the brothers out there, young brothers out there with their families and everything like that, do yourself a favor, bro. Don't spend that money at the bar. Don't go buy the new car upholstery or the new tires. Budget yourself. The best way for poor mentality people to go for this trip, the best way, because you can't save. You don't have that ability to save. I know you out there. I know you. I know how it is. You try to save, but you can't save. You start saving like, okay, I'm gonna save for the trip. You got like $800. Then next thing you know, you $200 making something you thought you made up emergency, and then you can't go on the trip. So I'm just telling you, the best way is get something that's gonna cost about that amount of money. I don't know, refrigerator. I don't know what you got something in your closet that you can sell and make up the money. And I'm saying get rid of that, because if you're talking about coming to Africa anyway, what you do with all the material things, that extra bowling ball, extra golf course, golf gloves that you have, all these kind of funny things you don't never use anymore. You went out and bought this thing and you never, and sell it online or wherever, And when the recession hits, you ain't gonna be able to sell nothing. Nobody gonna buy nothing from you. You ain't gonna be able to sell your house, nothing. So while you still got the chance, while we still going good, let's get on this exploratory trip. Because this is gonna be the last one before Trump go to elections. And once it goes to the elections, it's gonna happen the next day. Oh, the economy, Trump is reelected for another 4 years. Next day, stock market crash. Boom. Because all they do is prop it up so he can become president. Remain as the president. Anyone who goes on the trip will have life-changing experience. I'm true to that. It's the only takes. Yeah, definitely. I want to see Young Ten again. I want to see Molden. I want to see Chris Hamilton. I want to meet you guys. In the next few days, Kevin Tucker will be around. And we're gonna meet. We already set up the meeting already, the location, and the only thing is when he comes into Mombasa, boom, we meet. I'm gonna have my new phone that you guys helped pay for. Thanks to Dorian Tate on that, and we're gonna videotape that shit live. And that's when you're gonna be like, oh man, this is real, yeah. There's a lot of fear that comes when something is real. I know. I have lost views according to my analytics. I have lost subscribers because after I have done a video where we bought the phone. After we did a video when we did the one with the meeting the guys about the trip or in the camp, or people like, oh no, now they don't want to talk about that. because it's too real. You want to sit in the phone and imagine, but you don't want to take that action. You come to the wrong guy for that. Hmm? You see what we've done so far? Imagine where we're going to be. Don't come back to this channel for like 6 months, then come back. You'd be surprised. You'd be seeing all kind of things that we done did, and you'd be left back. See? But if you're serious about, the American situation, if you understand you are not a Black American, it's nothing like a Black American. It's you only an African that a Black American because they told you were. And they facilitated that, and then they dictated what the Black American is. Two things: there ain't no Black community, and there ain't no Black people. It's just Africans that live in America and think they're part of America. 400 years, they never let you assimilate. Now look at me. Y'all see some of you see my daughters here. They straight Kenyans. I'm already assimilated into it. I assimilated into the culture. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna die, and my kids been growing. They're gonna be Africans, 100%. It ain't gonna be no doubt. One generation. Whoo, my son. I'm just looking at him. He is 100% Kenyan, and I'm like, but damn, where's my part? He out there playing soccer. He ain't playing football, American football. He out there playing soccer with his friends. I'm like, damn. But that's my contribution to my ancestors. He was born here. He don't know nothing about what racism is. He don't know nothing about like gang shootings. What's that? He don't know nothing about drugs. He don't know nothing about being no minority. What's that? You don't have no issue about what school, what they do at school. You can't understand going to a school. You gotta be checked for weapons. He ain't gotta worry about where in the classroom. He in a room. It ain't nothing like multicultural. You see, Dorian Tate just supported the channel. Dorian Tate, I don't know how you don't ever come to the chat line, bro. Thank you for your support. Yes. He's maintains the support for the channel. That we need 4 or 5 more people like that, then I can really get serious with this channel. So many things I can do, but if Dorian Tate decides that he's not gonna support the channel, we be in trouble. So if you like what you see, do the necessary. If you have trouble, get in the comment line and tell me what's the problem. You can also use this information for Western Union if you have trouble with worldremit.com. But we need your support in the channel to really grow things, and we are growing things. Again, thank you, Dorian Tate. I don't want to misspell his name, but I know I'm going to do that. You guys know me. I'm just excited when I see you guys support the channel. So anyway, I was saying, my son, so 100% Kenyan. So you kind of come here and you're 40, or even you're in your 50s, and you're gonna find let's say you come here and you got a woman back home and some kids, and then you come here and you're trying to hope to get your family right, but you run into a beautiful Kenyan lady, and then next thing you know, you hook. And then she comes up giving you a remnants of yourself, baby comes, and you're like, wow. But she ain't gonna take your child support, because there ain't no child support in that. Ain't nobody gonna break into your family business here. And if you try not to do your obligations with her, if she got a family, they'll come talk to you. Or she'll go live with her parents, and the parents know that these things happen. And but the woman come up with the kid, maybe the guy didn't think it was his or whatever. The woman go back up country and she raised the kid. But most Black Americans, when you come here, your whole thing, even if you get with the woman, you're going to try to prove to her that your people are just as good or better than the Kenyan man. That's going to be your driving force. I'm going to show her, and she like whatever, she with you because she with you. She just want a family, man to take care of her, raise her kid, and maybe she want to work. Also, my neighbor was there, and both of them work. The woman got 2 kids. I saw her when she gave birth to both of them. Damn. Boop. And then she walk off to work. My Eva's the same way. Strong woman. Shoot, she had that, go to the hospital, had it, and I feel funny. This is like, next thing you know, bam, wow, shit, I'm holding this baby. I'm going to the salon. I got a client. What? Where you going? Can you at least cut the umbilical cord? Damn, strong. So it's never too late. And some of you, you're going to have to go through those crises. You try to be too perfect with life. Life ain't perfect. You make mistakes. Better to make the mistake once in America than come to Africa and you feel, it's better here. Because you ain't got to be paid to the nose. You ain't got to be like under the threat of arrest and prosecution. They're looking for any kind of way to put us in jail, man. So get the message right. It all starts with this. Your chance. Right now, when I put this paper up, each and every one of you that see this paper, you have already in your mind decided I'm going or I'm not going. In the back of your mind, I'm not going. And that's a shame. Because is that really you talking, or is that the continual bombardment of westernized propaganda making you believe that you can't possibly make that journey? It's only take a mindset. That's why I was telling this brother, go listen to Grant Cardone's 10X series. As a white guy, Southern guy, I don't know, I think got some racist tendencies. But his principles is real. Take them and apply them in Africa. Don't apply to what he's saying in America. But take it and then use that. Most things block us is fear. And if you got too much fear, you're never gonna leave your block. Never gonna get your passport. My 2 boys are grown, but I'm trying to get them to move with me. I don't want my grandchildren to grow up learning racism. Listen, Dangerous Dolly. Listen, Dangerous Dolly. Okay, wait a minute. I think, is this another one? Evalyne, the queen has sent support. Thank you. I'm going to save that, and then we're going to put it all together, all your contributions, and then we're going to cut that plane ticket to where you can afford to fly over here. You see? WorldRemit.com. Beautiful. You can just support the channel while we're online. Thank you. Listen, Dangerous Dolly. On the issue of your 2 boys, listen, you got good health. Let's say you 50, 40, and you got 2 grown kids, 50, and you got 2 grown boys. When you here in Africa and you set yourself up and you got security, it's going to automatically draw your boys to you. They're going to be curious. My son in the United States, I just talked to him about a few days ago. Every time I talk to him, I'm so nervous. He's one of the hardest people for me to call, but he always gives me love. And he's like, Dad, we're coming. Because I want to do this and I want to do that. I'm like, man, is he reading my mind? Do you know how much I hope for that I couldn't even, I hope for it so much, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want it to be like, somebody rejected, Y'all got that feeling? But yeah, my son is like, Dad, I've seen you. I know he's seen all the videos. I know he's watching and seeing what's going on here. And he's like, damn, something to it. When he you know, I left him when he was 2, 3, 4, 3, I think 2, 3. He never knew me. He can't stand here. He can't remember anything about me. And you know, he became very successful when he's in the United States. I don't know, like it's in the blood. And then there was a time we talked, and I'm like, you know, son, there's this situation about being black conscious. And so he started looking into black consciousness. And he came back and he told me, man, Dad, I didn't know it was like that, man. This is deep. This is deep. This is deep. And I was like, you know, don't get too deep into it though, unless you know the white man is there, because he didn't have no clue. You know, he was like running up like a Negro. But now he see the system for what it is, because he can make comments and I'm listening to him. And you know, I do my thing here in Kenya, and he sees it. He said, okay, you know, he's well off. He can make the trip. April 2020. You see me there with him too. Evalyne, my queen, you're welcome. Thank you. Asante sana. Karibu sana. Come to Kenya. Karibu. I don't know why I'm gonna have these fantasies about Evalyne now. I'm just teasing me. I have not seen your picture yet. I don't know your details. I can only fantasize of what they are. But I really like the way you make your comments and support the channel. So let's keep that going. So if you worry about what your children are going to do, I'm trying to tell you, you'll be worrying too much. It's like this, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get off this channel, but this show, you raise your kids, and you want to raise your kids, and you do all these things for your kids, and you want to be there for your sons, whatever, raise them, and you know, as they get to be teenagers, you see less and less of them. They don't sit around the house with you more than a minute. And then by the time they're teenagers, you don't taught them everything. They know right from wrong. They know what you're going to say before the words come out your mouth. You know, most of the time they're with their friends. And you don't know what kind of friends they have out there in America. But if you make sure they get a touch of what black consciousness is, what's really going on behind the scenes, they'll pick it up on their own. And if they see you leave and go to a camp, and you know, you can talk to them like I'm talking to you. You know, you can get on Facebook and talk to them. It ain't like you're gonna miss them. You know, I'm sitting there talking to my son. I mean, when he come, I mean, it's like I saw just talk to you yesterday, because videos is there. You know, conference video is there everywhere. So my father was always African conscious, hence my name. So I know where I'm from. Knowing where you're from and looking at where you at is two different things. You see what I'm saying? It's the psychological part of it. You've got to be in the homeland. And I'm sure if your father was African conscious, one of the things he wished more than anything is that you didn't have your ass in America. You see? If it don't get you, you might get lucky and get a good job. If it don't get you, but it's gonna get your children. And then you're gonna be having your children sleeping on your couch. You know? Juggling them bills. Working hard every day. They come home, dad ain't no jobs outside. There ain't no jobs. Or dad, I got a job. I'm washing cars. Or dad, I got a job. I'm serving at this restaurant. Dad, the best thing has ever happened. I got the job at McDonald's. Dad, the greatest thing has happened. I've got the job at Walmart. I'm a stock clerk #1. These dead end jobs for your children is waiting for them. Service. As they dwindle our numbers down to nothing, we just ended up at the end of the day working and serving Mexicans and white people. And then they treating us like we didn't create the goddamn country. You know? Tone Talks is right. We do deserve reparation, but these white people ain't, these 95 white senators ain't gonna never give you that. And so you're joking. You're talk about giving black people reparations, and the white people is like, what about us? What about us poor whites? We did this, we did that. They ain't gonna never let that shit go through Congress. So I don't even know why you thinking of dreaming. Dr. Claude Anderson went through that already and tried. He's talking about he's still trying. It ain't pending. It ain't gonna never come out of pending. That is a waste of time. I love Dr. Claude Anderson. He gave me a lot of great insights. But the problem is, I knew sadly that he was giving his message to the wrong people. Black people don't have no money. Ain't nothing like buying no politics. They don't have no money. So even if you think you got a little money, you looking around you and you like you above the regular black people. You looking around, driving around like, look at this goddamn guy walking around washing windows and spraying. You know, this is embarrassing. Black people, poor. You know, look at this drunk ass drug addict laying on the sidewalk begging me for money. You know, yeah. You got a little money and you walk around, you start seeing all of that. You don't see no like there's a businessman there calling me on the phone telling me, hey man, I got a hookup for you in the position if you're really interested. Let's meet for lunch for a business meeting. You ain't getting that. So the last thing I'm saying, yeah, you know, Daniel Dollar, it's about the psychology of the mind, man. You got to really sit down with yourself and say, what am I doing? Make up your African plan, stick to it, and override those fears that you have that's gonna block you. Some of us have a strong mind, like me. I'm trying to get up and go jogging in the morning, and my mind is kicking my ass. Get in the bed, stay asleep on it. Damn, I'm getting up. I put my running shoes right there, so when I get up, I'm like right there in the running shoes. My mind is like, don't do it. So I'm this 2 days ago, I was in my fucking bed, like, what the hell's wrong with you, mind? Don't you know if I don't go out here and run, I don't have no brain circulation, and half of the things I'm trying to remember, I'm gonna forget. What about Eva? Have you seen this woman? She get to be satisfied. I don't run, no blood circulation. You know what I'm talking about. So I got to go running. Whether I like it or not, if I'm gonna be here with my grandchildren to the point where they can remember who I was before I die, I got to go run. I got to exercise. But my mind is sitting in the bed telling me, I'm gonna lay down, go back to sleep, and don't just give yourself 5 more minutes. And I'm like, I got mad at myself. I'm like, what the hell? I'm a black belt. I'm disciplined. What the hell? Like, why? I'll go right back to sleep. Damn. You know? I know the psychological pressures that we have, that we gotta face and fight. Even me. But I'm telling you, this is the only solution to your problems. And your problems in America are only gonna get worse, black people. You in credit debt because you're in an environment that creates credit debt. The children are going to school learning shit you don't even know nothing about. They don't have nothing to do, lying to you, talking about Christopher Columbus. And you work so busy working, you don't have time to try to explain to them the correct way. Something gotta give, you know. That's like with me. I'm trying to come to Africa for 10 years. To the day I just had to say, I'm out. That's it. No, damn, no. You know, I had to drop everything. I had a thriving business, many friends, got great customer base. I gave it all up and just went. Didn't even put proper people in charge of my business, and the business failed. But after I left, they couldn't even send me money to support me when I was in Africa, when I was in Kenya, when I got to Kenya. Because I left so abruptly, I didn't have time to groom a successor and run the place properly. I won't make that mistake again, but that's what happened. But I wouldn't change a thing. If I had it all over to do, I wouldn't change a thing. I still can. And just as I'm glad I'm here now, you should make the trip. If you come to Kenya and it ain't what I'm telling you, we're gonna make a video. You can kick me in my ass right on live video. if what I'm telling you ain't true. Now, who's gonna give you that kind of advice? I'm ready. What about you? And by the way, if you come here and you find that what I'm saying is true, I get to slap you on the side of the head and like, why the hell you took so long to come? Yeah. Anyway, uh, yeah. So thank you for the support of the channel. I think I should put this back up again. This trip is the exploratory trip. I'm expecting you guys to send that $30 in, talk to Keith Young, and get in on the trip. We're going to talk more about it later. Those of you that are set for the trip, I hope I've answered your questions, and we're going to have a great time. So till we meet again, I'm going to be your sole host, and I get all my girls some come. Oh, you got girls? I get. Anyway, let me not do that. Once again, if you coming late to see this video, please support the channel. Never too late, even if you don't see the live version. Those people, Brian, Ashley, Doreen Tate, and Evalyne, thank you so much for the support of the channel. That's what I'm saying. We get regular people like that, I'm telling you, we can go far. And we're going to have a great time. People are going to have a great time here. So until we meet again, I want to say thank you for listening to me. And we're going to do this again soon. So till then, let's talk to each other later. And what's the Swahili word? You know what I'm saying? Kwaheri. Yeah. And then we meet the next time. Peace.